Well, all right. Welcome to another exciting breaking news. I got some good stuff to show you guys. I got some exciting stuff I'm going to show, especially when we get to the Mandela effect section. I actually got the person who brought breaking news to me about the Mandela effect. So when
Yes,
people
I did.
bring me stuff, I will promote you. I will tell the people who brought me this information.
Yes.
So you kind of know where it's all coming from. So
Yes.
there's no questions about it. So, guys, this is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting. And I thought I usually start off with the Bigfoot, but today I think I'm going to start off with the paranormal. Now, this is your first time to do show. What this show is about is I usually show something from every category. The Bigfoot, the paranormal, UFO, Matrix, and the Mandela effect. Now, today, it's only going to be paranormal. It's going to be Bigfoot stuff and Mandela effect because I got a bigger Mandela effect show because I think we have some real breaking news in the world of the parallel universe, simulation, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter to me. A bigger Mandela effect. So I took the UFO off because there's nothing really exciting that has happened in the last couple of days. But saying that, I think it's time to go right into the paranormal. All right, I hope you guys like that little intro. I always love it. Now, today, I am going to show a friend of the channel who I believe is, my opinion, is the real deal. She is called Purgatory of New York. I'm going to share her channel real quick, and then I'm going to show you a video from hers. Here we go. Purgatory Paranormal of New York. She does investigations. She goes to places. She does a lot of spirit box. She reads cards. So basically, she does it all.
Nice.
So what I'm going to do is I took one of her videos, and I'm just going to remove this. I took one of her videos, a 10-minute video, I cut it down to 2 minutes, kind of show you what's it like, talking to a spirit box, some of the questions. And it's very interesting when you listen to this, because when she starts asking any questions, it's like it's responding back to the question she's asking. Now, a lot of people say, spirit box, you're just getting noise off the radio, blah, 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 blah. That's fair. That's fair if you think that. But it is rare that if you're picking up radio signal, which is basically how spirit box works, it's responding to certain answers to the question she's asking. Now, is that luck? Could be luck. It could be a lot of luck, but it's like majority of her conversation was being answered with the spirit box. It was very interesting. So I want you guys to take a listen to it. And then in the chat, let me know, what do you think? Now, the full description of that 10-minute video is in the description of her whole video. But I'm not going to do the whole 10 minutes. This is just 2 minutes of parts of that video. So here we go. Let me get it here. Let me get this out. Here we go.
Me.
Oh, hold on. Let me rewind this here. Here we go. Sorry.
Who's here with me?
See, right off the bat, she asked, who's here with me? And it's giving names.
Yeah,
now,
it belched. It sounded like it belched.
Yeah. And the thing is about this, how important this is if it's radio signal, well, it's luck that she got a name right when she asked, who's here with me? Let's continue.
Lisa? Hello, Lisa.
See, the thing said hello back. So it's answering her the question she's asking. Now, if that's picking up radio signal at the right time, that's fucking luck.
Or it could be artificial intelligence. Skynet went live. You've got these towers now, Eric. So, I mean, everything is basically live. You go outside and you can talk to an AI on your phone anywhere you are in any place.
That's true. Let's hear some more of this.
Do I know you?
I love that, sorta.
By yourself? Do you have a message for me? I must what? What must I do? What do you want me to do?
See, what I'm liking about it is, like you're saying, AI or whatever, it's responding back to the questions. I want you to go back.
Yeah, it's never a straight answer. You ask a question. Look, it's straight up. I'm Occam's razor this. Are you alive? Is there a heaven? Where are you at? There's always like, you go back. Oh, we got to. It's like they use these words that are almost programmed. It's silly.
Yeah.
Go back where? Back. Back where? Where do you want me to go?
You know, Bob, if we ask this question to a spirit box, tell us go to hell. Actually, probably won't tell us go to hell because hell won't accept us. Hey, you be quiet over there. Okay, so here we go.
What was that? I thought I heard a voice. No. Is that you? Who is the woman that's trying to get hold of me?
It's almost over.
Oh, yeah.
I heard a woman's voice.
Good, though.
Who is that?
We don't know.
Who's here with me?
And you know, in this video that she has, she actually called it the spirits can't remember their names. And she kind of talks, Bob, in a way like what you're talking about, how they have less memory. So the vocabulary becomes, plain and simple. It's more simple.
If you ever talk to somebody that was under the influence that was completely obliterated, like they were gone, and they're kind of half passed out on the ground, you say, hey, you want to go to bed now? They're like, where's so-and-so? Or they'll just have random, like they'll say random stupid things because they're under the influence. It's like these spirits are under the influence. They don't give you a straight answer. It's like they're like drunk. Like, can you tell me who's here? You go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no coherency to it.
Now, here's something that I did where, because I want Paranormal New York, I want her to hit big time. I want her to hit bigger than Ghost Adventures. Now, if you watch a Ghost Adventures show, if you take away the music and all that stuff, it's no different than what you see on a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I thought, you know what? What if I take this video and what if I add some music to it, just a tiny bit, not like major changes, but like some music? Will it become more scary or more suspense? And that equals what? I hate to say it, because people like us, we're open-minded to raw, real videos. But the common people out there, they're not. They're dumb. They need, when you watch CNN and Fox News, to sell the story, to try to make it true to you, they do dun dun dun. You know what I mean? The big intro music and all that. Well,
build it up.
Well, let's see if I take this video and I add a little Gypsy Road to it here, a little Gypsy Road flavor.
Nice.
Here we go. Here we go.
Polish
You're
it.
getting Paranormal in New York? This is for you.
Oh boy. I took my face off.
Lisa? Hello, Lisa. Do I know you? By yourself? Do you have a message for me? I must what? What must I do? What do you want me to do? Go back where? Back? Back where? Where do you want me to go? What was that?
Heads.
I thought I heard a voice. No.
Is that you?
Wow. Wow.
What I was trying to show people that, you know, when you look at Ghost Adventures and stuff, you add the music and stuff, you create a suspense that you didn't know that was there.
Yeah, that last one was scary.
Wasn't that great? Now, she asked, where did I get that music? Actually, where I got that music from is actually from the YouTube audio section in the thing. Because if you use YouTube's music, they can't censor it, they can't stop it because they offer some free music. So if you go to your studio on the left side, you scroll down, there's audio, and they have a whole list of different music and all that. And if you use their music, they can't copyright it because it's their stuff for you to use. So that's where I got it. And I just wanted to kind of show people that, you know, a lot of these shows like hers, they're the real deal.
Yeah.
And when you watch like Ghost Adventures, they're the same thing, but they just add a little pizzazz, a little special.
They add a little music. They bedazzle it.
And you see how music can make something that's where she had a peaceful conversation with the ghost.
Yeah.
Music made it like, oh, peaceful, but something's going to happen to her. So
that was cool.
So I hope you liked it. I hope nobody. I hope you didn't mind me putting a little fun to it. I just want to show people the difference between, you know, adding music and stuff, how music enhances scenes and all that.
Yes.
And all that. So
yes.
Hopefully you guys had a good time on that one. Well,
it did.
It's time to move over to the Bigfoot stuff. All right, here we are on the Bigfoot side. Now, the couple videos I kind of put together, they're like 30 seconds each, is from a good friend of the channel. The channel's called, let me show the channel's called the Daily Dan Blog. And the Daily Dan Blog has a lot of 10 seconds, 5 minutes, 13 minutes, you know, whatever. Has a lot of stuff on his channel. So the first two videos, I kind of just combined it together. And there's a reason why combining it together. And then what I'm going to do is when I show it, I'm going to ask our guest today his opinion to these very short videos. Here we go. Okay, this short video, what he's showing is that the sound that this animal makes, a lot of people are mistaking the sound for a Bigfoot. So let's see what kind of sound it makes, and I'll give a few comments what I think. Here we go.
I'd be eating you. Nice laugh.
I'm gonna pause it there for a second because there's another video he has, but in this first video, it's actually he actually calls it vocalizing mistaken for Bigfoot. Now, you and I have been in the mountains our whole life. We hear that. We know that's definitely not Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But think about the average person who doesn't go into the mountains, who hearing this kind of a scream like this, they might think it is Bigfoot. And the reason I'm showing this is if you're really going to start investigating people in the chat, Bigfoots and stuff, you should, on YouTube itself, there's videos of hearing different animal sounds.
Yeah.
You should kind of wash yourself, listen to these different animals.
Well, get familiarized with it.
Exactly. Bingo. That's why I wanted to show that to show, because there is a lot of things that's mistaken that, wow, that sounds like Bigfoot, because you want to believe it so much. You're taking something and you try to mold it in a way where you think it's one thing, but it's really not. So start listening to different animal sounds before you go out. Trying to, like Bob said, remember those. So when you start hearing sounds out in the woods, you don't automatically mistake and saying, oh my God, that must be a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Now this second video from his channel, like I said, I combined two just because they're kind of short. But this one, he's just basically saying, could this be a Bigfoot or could this be a hoax? So you and I will take a look at it and we'll see what you think, and I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Like I said, it's a very short video. Here, I wonder, I don't know if I could do slow motion on this. I don't think I could do a slow motion on this. Here, I'll just shoot that one more time.
Yeah.
Because this is the video I burnt off his channel.
Okay.
It helps with copyrights and stuff. So I can't slow this down. Let's look at that. Now, if I'm going to base this off all the stories that I've heard from people, that how Bigfoot knows you're there, they can sense that you're there, they know not to be seen. Now, if you look at this Bigfoot thing, it's just walking straight. Now, if the stories you hear that they know you're there, how come this Bigfoot never turned his head, never went to recognize that somebody has a camera? Because that shot, he must have been where he wasn't exactly behind a tree. He had to be in a spot to get that video shot. So if it's me, now this is my opinion. You might have a different opinion. I'm more in line to say it's a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think, Bob? What do you think of when you see that video?
Well, is it not enough footage? I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's just not enough footage. I see a backside, and I could recreate that. I could see that's CG. I could CGI that easy. We're talking about the plausibility scales. We'll rule everything out first, but you CGI easily. Man in a suit, easy. not enough. I didn't see the face. I didn't see the front area. I want to see the chest area. Not enough. Not, in fact, from what my notes always told me from research, that they don't have a neck. Really, I mean, that's the big consensus. Everyone said, "Oh, they don't have a neck. It's very short, very broad shoulders too, large arms, broad shoulders." It looked like it had a neck.
Yep.
It looked like a different. Yeah, it looked like it was because it's hard to hide a neck if you're a man in a suit.
Yep. Now, I do have another video in the Bigfoot community where, we all say sometimes that news channels ignore the Bigfoots. I actually got 2 videos that I kind of burnt together of 2 different news channels actually talking about the Bigfoot, actually was in the news. So let's just take a look and we'll talk about.
Remember also that could have been a dog man. I know Connor's really been pushing could have been one of them dog men, and they would have a neck. But anyway,
yeah, no, here we go.
Rickard has spent much of his career exploring places people have never gone before.
Hold on. It's sorry about that. Here we go.
Does Bigfoot have a family? This grainy picture from an Arizona Department of Transportation traffic cam has some asking. On their Facebook page, the agency posted the mysterious photo and asked if it could possibly be a Sasquatch family standing in the snow. Reaction to the post was mixed. Some thought it was funny. Others could relate. This guy came up with a practical explanation. So did the traffic cam really get a family portrait of Bigfoot's family? Thousands of likes, shares, and comments later, the jury is still out.
Seriously, look how big it is. I don't think it is a human. I think it's a Sasquatch.
It was a bluebird January morning here in the foothills of northeast Provo when a group of guys saw a figure on the mountain that looked like something they've never seen before.
You can't just see something that's maybe a once-in-a-century discovery and go do your 9-to-5 job. You got to go look for fur or footprints or some kind of evidence.
And the camera was rolling as Austin took to the mountain with a buddy on a search for the elusive Bigfoot.
So I'm seeing something that is not deer tracks anymore. We're trying to determine what it is.
Their findings were inconclusive.
Was it a bear? Maybe. That's plausible. Was it a person? Also plausible. Was it something else? I think that's also plausible. Who knows?
On the other hand, I spoke to a curator from the Natural History Museum of Utah who says not only is that figure in the video not Sasquatch, but it's safe to say that Sasquatch is not something that would even exist.
What's the likelihood that there are big animals that have gone undetected by scientists and by trained observers?
Dr. Eric Rickard has spent much of his career exploring places people have never gone before in search of new species. So far, no Bigfoot or anything like it.
There are lots of undiscovered things, particularly in the natural world. But they don't take the form of giant apes running around in largely settled areas of the world.
So what do you believe?
I'm really hoping I get to go look again. Maybe there's something out there to find right here in Utah, even in Provo.
Okay. Yeah. Now, first of all, there's some negative stuff that's in there where we're trying to automatically debunk whatever they saw. But regardless of that, it's still got on the news. And, some young person is going to watch it. They're going to ignore the debunk part and say, what if there is? What if I could be the one that discovers it? So don't give up on the news channels. Try to get that story out there, even though they might try to debunk it. Because listen, I told Bob this before. You can find a science guy that's going to debunk everything you say, or you can find a science guy that's going to back you up. It's whatever side the news channel wants to go through. But even Bob told me this, even a bad press, bad news is good press for you. So that's
that he's a P doesn't mean anything. No, the guy looked like a schmuck to me, like he barely gets out of his classroom. I highly doubt. I want to see this guy's credentials. I love it when these PhDs.
I know.
Like, what branch of the service did you serve in? Where did you go? Where did you go? What field did you go out into? What jungle did you? Bullshit. I was in archaeology. I know about field school. It's a few short weeks during the summer, and then you're back doing your curriculum shit back in the office. This guy, he can't honestly say anything.
But like I said, some people might watch it.
Yeah.
And now the one guy was right. Go to areas that people don't explore. That might be the areas you find something new. Listen, we did a show last night about finding a new dragon dolphin in the ground that not existed.
It just popped up.
It just popped up. So new species come up all the time.
Yeah.
I think we did another show a week prior, maybe 2 weeks prior, about all these new species they found in 2021.
Well, yeah, we've only explored the jungle. We've only known about the great ape, the apes, about 80 years. That's a blip on the scale of civilization. You know what I'm saying? We just found out about them. So how are you going to tell me as a PhD that, okay, well, they can't exist? Well, dude, we've only found out about we would have said the same thing about the gorilla, the high mountain gorillas in Africa. We would have said the same thing until finally somebody went up there and saw them. Like, oh, here they are. Shit, they do exist. Oh, my bad. So these guys are full of shit.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, well, that's the end for the Bigfoot footage. Now, like I said, we're not going to do UFOs today and all that because we got a bigger conversation we're going to be doing in the Mandela effect side. So let me play the intro and let's get this one ready. And people, I know you hear the word Mandela effect. You want to run right now. You like this is actually going a little bit too far. Just stick around, have fun, listen to this.
Yeah.
Don't let that stupid, retarded fucking name Mandela effect. Crazy. Call it magic. Call it parallel universe. Call it stimulation. Call it whatever you want.
Call it a phenomenon.
This one. Here we go.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right, here we go. Hope you guys like that little intro. I think it's always a little fun. Now, here we get. Now we're in the Mandela effect world. Now,
yes.
Remember, some of you, like I said with the name, it's a retarded name. But trust me, every single one of you has experiences in certain ways. Might not just be in the movies, music, or whatever. It's you guys all been through this before where you put keys on the table. You know you put keys there, then the keys are missing. You can't find them. Then you found it in the bathroom, and you never went in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Could be called a Mandela effect. I don't know, or a false memory or assimilation that things are missing, shows up somewhere else. So don't think of a Mandela effect of just people dying twice, changes. It's like magical where something was one way, and then now it's a different way. Some people call it the Matrix, simulation, parallel universe, multiverse. There's so many different ways. So don't get scared off when you hear that name. Now, this might be, for the younger people, you might never seen this topic we're talking about, the movie Animal House. Some of you might never seen the movie Animal House. Animal House, we grew up on the movie Animal House.
I know it well.
Ask any one of us, what is the number one college movie that's out there? We're all going to say probably Animal House. You know,
yes.
Old school, those movies are up there. Don't get me wrong; those are the newer movies. Like, old school's not new no more, but Animal House is like the Ivan Reitman produced it. Ivan Reitman is the one who made Ghostbusters, Stripes, all those crazy comedies. But he produced out of Canada, Animal House, directed by John Landis. Who's John Landis? I'm not going to get into the movie world, but John Landis directed the famous movie American Werewolf in London, which we all beloved horror movie. He's also directed a scene in the Twilight Zone movie that we're going to get into with this topic. But there's a change in Animal House. Now, this change was discovered by, I'm not going to give that person his name, but a relative of our family. And Bob had a conversation with a relative, and they were talking about Animal House, and a conclusion came out like, holy shit, what's this change?
Yeah.
So there's two major changes.
Yeah.
There's something that comes off with a spinoff from an Animal House that we never knew. But before we get to the spinoff, I'm not going to tell you the name of that. We're going to talk about Animal House itself. So, Bob, when you had this conversation, and this is breaking news, this has just been discovered this week. So, Bob, when you're having this conversation with our relative, what was the conversation about with Animal House in the first place?
Well, I was looking at it, and I had noticed that the Greek letters were different, and I said that's unusual. I remember the Greek letters, especially because, why would you know Greek letters? I would know them because, especially at the end of the movie, on their car, they had a black car that they modified into a killing machine at the end of the movie Animal House, and they had their Greek symbol name on the side, and one of the letters, one of the Greek letters, had changed. It changed into what it's like think of a zero with a line slash up and down.
That was the one?
The original. So this is the new one. That's center. No, the first one is delta. Okay. The center T shape is tau. And then the last one is chi or chi. Chi. I always say chi or a ki. Or it could be CHI. I always remember it as KI, Chi. And so when I remember all the scenes, everybody knows Animal House, it was Delta Chi. And they would say things like, your Delta Chi name is in that famous scene of Delta Chi. Now they're with the old symbol, which would be Phi, you don't say Delta Phi Chi. It don't sound right. So they would just abbreviate and say Delta Chi. It would just come right off their breath. Delta Chi. Because the middle one is the zero with a slash, which is Phi. Now it's changed. So when you hear them get their names, they say, what's Delta? They say Delta Tau Chi. Delta Tau Chi. I was like, no, it was just Delta Chi.
Well, I got a short 15-second clip of them saying that. So here, guys, this is real loud. I had to make it 15 seconds, so YouTube doesn't take it down. I had to work hard to find out how much footage I could show. So it's only 15 seconds, but listen to it very closely.
Now on your Delta Tau Chi name is Weasel. Kroger, your Delta Tau Chi name is Pinto.
Why Pinto?
Why not?
So now he's saying 3 letters.
Yeah,
where everybody remembers 2 letters, Delta Chi or Delta Pi. Even I, hold on, let me see if I can, as an experiment yesterday, Bob, I didn't tell you about this part. Let me see here.
Yeah, it was Delta Chi. We always said Delta Chi. Your Delta Chi name is. Now it's Delta Tau Chi. Delta Tau Chi. Don't sound right.
Now, I went to our good friend Connor. I didn't tell him why. I asked him, he's a movie buff. He's a movie guy. I went to ask him, what do you remember? And what he wrote is Delta Pi, just 2 letters. I don't remember slightly. My dad might, because he's younger.
Yeah.
But he does remember watching the movie. He only remembers 2 words. Delta Pi.
Yeah, Delta Pi is the old symbol that's now no longer there. It was the pi, PHI, is the circle with a line in the middle. So he's correct. You could say Delta Pi, or you could say Delta Chi, which is the third one, because it sounds so similar. You would just say one or the other, but you wouldn't say all 3. You don't say Delta Tau Chi, Delta Tau Chi. You say Delta Chi. Delta Pi. Yeah.
What were their nicknames at Animal House? They walked to Delta Ta Chi. Way different. Where they met Bluto, a huge party. They met whatever girlfriend and quickly joined a fraternity given name Pinto and Flounder. Now, somebody in the chat wrote, Mandela effect is just mismemory. And listen, you have every right to believe that. There is nothing wrong believing it's a mismemory. That's fine. We're not gonna crucify anybody for having that memory. If that's what you think, then my God, that's what you think.
Yeah.
But if your memory is different, well, I'm sorry, it's different. I can't change my memory to match yours.
Yeah.
I just can't. Otherwise, Bob, it'd be like planting a memory, forcing you to believe something that you don't. So, but what I just want to say is I respect what he thinks. And that could be a good. Now, here's something what Monster Radio wrote. Wait, wasn't Delta Chi in Revenge of the Nerds?
No, that was Lambda.
Llama. Yeah, Llama.
Lambda.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you remember Delta Chi. Everybody remembers him saying Delta Chi. It wasn't Delta Tau Chi. It's a completely different sound when you hear it, like Delta Tau Chi. No, that symbol changed. And if you look at this, and I'm trying to go back and try to figure out what's the message. So the original message would have been, okay, so you have Delta. Delta means change. It means change, right? So this was the university. It means change or transmitting information or change, whatever. Or storage of information or change. Anyway, the original pi, PHI, it means generic. Also is the golden ratio, which is in everything. So PHI, pi, is the gold. It has the golden ratio. If you go down at the bottom, you'll see that circle with a line through it, which is the original. You see it right there. On the bottom line, 1, 2, the third one in from the left to the right was the original, and then you have the X symbol, which is chi or chai, which is life force. Now it's changed. The middle symbol has changed into a tau. Now it's in the shape of a T. So there's for you biblical people who think that the Mandela effect is in fact a type of revelations with S, and is giving symbolisms to Christ-like things, well, then you would have a say at the table, because that tau that it's changed to is a T and is also used as a cross and a symbol worn around people's necks to represent Christ. Now, I'm just saying, is it religious? I don't know, but it seems that this matrix is using the Bible and the Torah mainly the Bible as some sort of plan, a book, a plan book, using it as a book to sequence things in events. It's like it's a set of plans already pre-written. So it's changed to a T shape, which means it's just tau, which means the way. So now it's saying change the way of life force. That's what it's saying. The Greek letters, because everyone has a symbol, and it means to change the way, which is tau, life force, which is chi. When it used to just say something else, it actually gives you a message. A lot of Greek letters are appearing in titles of famous things that we see. Eric, you notice the A's have turned into triangles? They've turned into triangles. Those are Greek letters. So a lot of the titles that we see that we're calling Mandela effect changes are in fact Greek letters. So if you can learn the meaning of a Greek letter, you can go to these titles and you can read the message that it's trying to give you, this matrix is trying to give you, or this living universe, or God, whatever you have is, you can read the messages now. It's talking to you through movies, through changes. It makes sense. Either you see it or you don't. So that's the sad part about it. Also, they all have mathematical symbols. Every one of them is a mathematical symbol. So by changing one letter on the Greek alphabet in the movie Animal House, you have a new mathematical equation, a new mathematical symbol, which is really cool when it comes to decoding. And Eric, we're going to talk about also there was a spinoff. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're gonna like I said, people. We're not trying to force any belief to you guys. If you think it's all false, that's great.
Absolutely.
Just listen to it. Then listen to this as an education piece, as a fun fact.
It is
what we're
right
going to say next is new to us. If it's been there,
new to me.
well, then it's been there. If it's not, then it's cool. It's in a parallel universe. Now, what are we talking about? We all know sometimes movies have spin-offs on TV. Fast Times at Ridgemont High had one. They had a different guy playing Spicoli.
I remember that one.
There were some other shows, but do any of you guys remember that Animal House actually had a spin-off? Does one person remember an Animal House spin-off?
And put on primetime Saturday night television right after Mork and Mindy. So if you watched Mork and Mindy on primetime Saturdays in the 80s, you would have also watched Delta House, or 79 and 79.
Here's the intro to Delta House. Now, this is old footage, so it's not going to look great, but there's actually a spinoff called Delta House. Here it is.
That would be good. D-Day. The TV series.
Now, what's neat about that is when spin-offs happen, a lot of the directors, producers, and writers, they don't follow the TV show. Those shows were still written by Harold Ramis, who all know did Stripes, Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. Of course, Harold Ramis died a couple of years ago. It was still produced by Ivan Reitman. They had different directors, but almost the same people who did the Animal House did this TV show.
Yeah.
Now, here's some interesting stuff about this too. The show got canceled because they wanted to do it raunchy, but they put the show on a Saturday, like Bob's saying, family time. So they could be raunchy. And get this part: if you like your numbers, the show was canceled on the 13th episode, number 1-3 episode.
Yeah.
There's your 13. Now, I never knew this existed. If you do, hey, power to you. But are we living in a multiverse where somehow this existed somewhere and now we're just discovering this?
I'm a huge Animal House fan. I know I'm a collector like the rest of you nerds out there that know Animal House. This was on a primetime Saturday night right after Mork and Mindy, and I've never seen Delta House. Even if I had missed it, okay, well, you were a kid. Well, okay, I was a kid. Let's debunk it. Yeah, I was a kid. I wouldn't have remembered it. But I remember Mork and Mindy. Okay, as a kid, I remember Mork and Mindy. Why would I not remember the show that comes right after Mork and Mindy on a Saturday? It would be Delta House. I'd be interested because I watched Animal House and it was funny, even as a kid. You didn't understand the dirty parts. Well, it wasn't that dirty. It was mostly comedy and slapstick. So yes, as a kid, I would remember it. Especially with the, as a 9-year-old rather than half naked women running. Of course I remember it. Then to have Delta House come on, I'd be excited, Eric. I'd be laying in popcorn. I'd be because why would I not be? Because it was a number one show. It was so a lot of people should know about the number one show.
And there is 2 people in the chat that does remember it, and that's fantastic.
That's cool. That's cool.
Monster Radio remembers it.
Very good.
Purgity of New York said it wasn't very good, and we all said that Mandela effect stuff is personal memories for people.
Yeah, again,
it doesn't have to be remembered by a million people.
Yeah,
but like I said, believe it or not, a lot of people never heard of this. Chocolate and Cheese is our age. Never heard of it. and we have the same likes.
It's a 50-50. The person who found it doesn't claim to be from any camp, doesn't have a Mandela effect, doesn't even know what the word means. Like, what is that? All this person was coming up to me and said, do you remember Delta House? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, this person I know was also a TV nerd and knew after Mork and Mindy.
I like this.
No.
Laugh out loud. It's easy to forget that show. It sucked.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, you guys would be correct because it did play. It did play. So if you remembered it, you are right. I am wrong. Eric is wrong. And anybody who says they don't remember it is wrong. For whatever reason, 99% of the chances that they just didn't remember it and they got up and left after. Yeah.
It could be. I mean, we're, like they said, in the world of Mandela effect definition and stuff, not everybody has the same memories.
So we're putting it out there for you guys to just look at.
It's, like we said, Bob, it's fun information.
It's fun information.
You take it the way you want. Now, there's another thing you could say that the movie Animal House was kind of cursed. Now, here's some fun stuff. Like Poltergeist was cursed. How is Animal House cursed? We all know John Belushi died at a young age.
Yeah.
And he came from the Animal House camp. Yep. John Landis, after Animal House, he did an episode of a Twilight Zone for the Steven Spielberg movie. Now, John Landis directed the Vietnam part where in real life, John Landis was actually up for manslaughter in courts because he broke child law. And what that law was is you can't work kids after a certain amount of hours at a certain amount of time. Well, he wanted to do this helicopter scene, and he did it after hours and not supposed to. And he had too much explosion. So he had two kids and the main actor in that helicopter. And the sad story is the plane crashed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's kind of weird that there's some things that John Belushi died. Now, Harold Ramis, he died. Now, he died a lot older, but he died before his age. He died of cancer. Yeah. But he died. So, I mean, people die all the time. I hate to say that, but it's just weird that, John Belushi, great career at Animal House, later on died at a sad young age. John Landis was, he got away with it, of course, because he's Hollywood. You get away with it. But he was really responsible for 3 people dying.
Yeah.
All that. But he did bring us American Wolf of London. So
yes. I mean, my major concern was I just want to know how many people remember the movie. So I can take it off my list, say, you know what? I just didn't know about it. It's always been there. I, for some reason, am stupid and did not know this movie existed, even though I'm a huge fan. I'm a fanboy of Animal House. And I also know the Delta Chi. I also know the symbols.
Now,
I knew when I was going to college, I wanted to have a jacket and put the symbols on there. It was going to be Delta to Triangle.
Wow. Read this.
Yeah.
The Daily Dance. Good stuff. Funny, but I remember it was also it getting canceled after 4 episodes, not 13.
Okay.
So there are mismemories and mismemories. So, and I can't sit here and say he's wrong.
Yeah.
Technically, he could be right, and we're living in this multiverse where
I don't know. But that's why we're having this conversation. That's why I want to hear people's opinion, people that I trust. Hey, man, come on. Do you remember this or not? I just don't. Maybe 4 episodes and they canceled it. Maybe in our time. Maybe that's why. Maybe we're the same. Maybe that's why I didn't catch on to it. But again, my major one was Delta. It was Delta Phi Chi. Delta Phi Chi. The triangle, the circle with the line in it, and then the X. But it's not that anymore. It's Delta Tau Chi. And so when you hear him say it, it immediately fucking jolts me. Delta Tau Chi. No, man, no, it was Delta Chi.
I like this. We all stopped watching after 4th episode.
There you go. Okay, so maybe they did. Maybe it was just 4 episodes and they were taken off. So I never caught on to it.
And I like what she says here. Memory is a funny thing. It is a memory. Yeah. It is a funny thing. Now, when I was talking about like leaving your keys and you found it somewhere else and he wasn't there. I mean, technically, that could be a paranormal ghost that moved it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm not.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying. So there can be answers to all this is why we do the shows, to hear different answers, different all that. Then, of course, at the end of the day, it's up to you on what you want to believe because your memory is your memory.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you're welcome to. And for those of you guys that have other channels that do Mandela stuff, you're welcome to use it. Go ahead and. I mean, we don't own anything, and so if you want to make a comment about it on your own shows, please do. Please talk about what you remember on Animal House, and also when he was doing the fraternity where he's pulling the pins out and it says your Delta card name is Pinto. The shirt that he's wearing was not the same shirt that he had on during the series when I watched it. That is a completely different shirt. That is some weird ass 70s triangle. It was all triangles, like a tropical triangle. I don't remember that shirt. Green and red triangles. No, man, he had a Hawaiian shirt. He had like a flower shirt on. It was nothing like the shirt he's wearing. It's completely different. I'm like, the scene is different. There's what they're saying is different. The killer machine at the end of the video of the movie where they go through the town, it had a top like a tank, and the top to me was not that tall. It kind of goes along with the tall hats. Everyone keeps getting taller and taller hats, whatever. With the effects, it was shorter, and I remember clearly when Pluto hits the latch, stands up on the top. Right below him was painted in the middle was the pi symbol, which is the circle line. Now he stands up and it's the cross. It's the Tau cross. I'm like, oh no, and the top is much taller, much taller. I said, I don't remember it being that tall.
Yep, and right before in this show, I make one last comment. Memory can be dangerous. Implant memories, false memories, they are the real thing. Yes, you're right, and people need to stand up and recognize that. We know people from communities that lie about certain beliefs that they had no memory of. For example, there's a lot of Mandela effects people talk about from the Bible, and I told people 80% of everybody who's saying there's some change in the Bible has never read it. And there's changes that Bob knows that's from the Bible. I said, well, I can't claim those because I never read the Bible.
Yeah.
And if I do have a thought, it's because I'm hearing everybody saying the Mandela saying and the original. So yes, you can be easily implanted, but you need to be real to recognize, you know what? I don't know that one. I don't remember that one. It's fine to say I don't remember that one. Like a lot of people say the Bearstein Bears. And I said, I never read the fucking Bearstein Bears. I don't know. It could be Bearstein.
Yeah.
I never read the books. So
but also you don't have to know it 100% to know stories that were told to you. We used it for an example yesterday. Noah in the Hebrew story now takes a unicorn, which is a huge monstrous beast, unicorn, and he ties the horn up according to the Hebrew story. Now the mythology story, Noah ties the horn to the ark and has an opening where it's described as his nostrils goes into the ark so he can breathe and not drown. So he tows the unicorn with the ark. And I said, I've never heard that story ever. And it's out there for you to do your own research and find out that Noah now tows a large unicorn.
And I just want to say I want to thank everybody for coming, and you are correct. And if the show isn't doing well in a specific time slot, they bounce it. Yeah, they bounce it, they move it. That's true. So, but beyond that, guys, I had a great time. Tomorrow I'll be coming back with another breaking news, more UFO, Bigfoot footages and all that. So hopefully you guys enjoy today.
Yeah.
I want to thank our guest for coming on. He brought this to me and I say,
hey,
let's bring it on. Let's do this. So beyond that, everybody, if any one of you in the chat who's ever watching this now have something, a video you want me to talk about, you want me to show, tell me, send me the link. And if you want to jump on to talk about it yourself, let me know. I'll bring you on. We can talk about the video on why we're showing it, why we're seeing it, why it's real, why it's not. It's all about being real, having fun, and not one person take anything seriously here. And we all enjoy and have a good community and have a fun time.
Your Delta Tau Kai name is.
So beyond that, you're all new names in the chat is Flounder. So beyond that, Flounders, I'll see you guys tomorrow.